Auran Shereef show. Let's talk about how timing is everything, meaning timing is everything in life. So right now we're in October 2025, and I'm specifically talking about timing because I've had some pretty incredible stuff happen to me recently. And again, I don't know. I think it's just timing. I think it really depends on life, timing in your life. Where are you? What's happening? Sometimes it's just not the right time for that thing to happen, or for you to meet that person, or for you to leave that job or find something new. So don't mind the background music, just hanging out at my place. But timing is everything. So I want to start with the story of Connects. I thought of Connects on is either May 21st, 22nd of 2014. I remember the exact moment I thought of Connects. It was once again the day before I graduated Maryland. I think it was on a Friday or something like that. And then the next day I graduated. And timing is my life. I spent 5-6 years in college and about to go into the workplace, and I wanted to be somebody. I wanted to become something in my life. And becoming an engineer was great. Getting a degree recognized by an ABET accredited school such as Maryland is great. But I wanted more. I met some of the most famous people in the world very early, between the ages of 18 to 25. And I mean actual famous people. Barack Obama was probably at the top of the list when he was a senator and then became president. When he was campaigning, he was at Maryland campus. And then very notable CEOs. Kevin Plank, Brendan Uribe, founder of Oculus. Kevin Plank's the founder of Under Armour. I met the president of Lockheed Martin. I met the president of Northrop Grumman. And each time I met these people, and also James Lloyd, president of Black & Decker, each time I met these folks, I would look at them, and I remember Bob Proctor telling me, people build fantasies in their mind of what people are like. They're no different than you and I. And you can go back and watch the phone call I had with Bob, and where he said that to me. But he was right. People build fantasies in their mind of what people are like. They're no different than you and I. So when I met them, I mean, I'm taller than some of these folks, and I'm just looking at them, shaking their hands and meeting them and thinking, how are they different than me? How come they're able to achieve success and I can't? Well, how come I can't achieve success? And that's something you should ask yourself. Why not you? Why can't you do it? And just thank you for listening to this show that I created, but you're probably looking at me thinking, why can't I do what Auran is doing? Why not me? And I will tell you, why not you? Why can't you do it? I'm not someone that's a greedy person and I want to keep everything from everyone. I don't know how long I'll be alive for. I've already survived death 2 times, so I've already experienced the worst fear of everyone's life is just dying early, suddenly. So God saved my life, which is already in itself a miracle. But let's talk about, why not you? You're listening to me right now, right? Why are you listening to me? What was the reason you wanted to listen to this show? Were you curious who I was? Did you want some motivation on timing? And I'm telling you right now, what I've accomplished, how I became successful, and I came from literally nothing. In fact, when I started Connects, I'm pretty sure I had $150,000 in debt, minus $150,000. Completely broke when I started Connects. So think about that for a second. You think you need all this money and etc. to go after your dreams and idea. You don't. I was completely flat broke in severe debt. I have this expression with my younger brother. I couldn't even rub two pennies together. That's how broke I was. So I know what it feels like. I laugh now because a lot of people listening probably know that feeling, which is terrible. But I came from broke to successful. How? How did I do it? It was using some of Bob Proctor's principles of setting a goal on a card, believing in your dream, executing on that daily with repeated habits and repeated discipline, and much more. I go pretty deep into this with some of the books that I've published. The Connect's Guide to Success and stuff like that. So, but going back to tie this back in, when I met these people, I always thought, why not me? Why does this person have this success and everything they want? And why am I broke and they have it, but I don't have it? What's the difference between this guy and me? How come I'm not allowed to have this? Well, how come that's not fair to me? And life is unfair, but you need to go out and make your own luck. You need to go out there and chase that dream. Go after what you're attempting to do. And I'm not saying blind faith, but you need to have very deep faith that you're going to pull it off. So after meeting these people, they left such a lasting impact and impression on me. And it's funny, with Connects, I can store that exact moment I met them for eternity. But when I met Kevin Plank, when I met Barack Obama, when I met all these people, in my mind, in my life, I remember these moments. Nobody else knows what happened. I can't share this with anybody. As I get older and older, and then eventually I pass away one day, my kids are just going to listen to these stories? No. I want them to visually see on some type of software front-end dashboard the exact moment their father met the president. And here's the moment that we met. And the president also confirmed that we met at this location, in this time, in this meeting. And there's a picture and a video. That was basically the essence of everything I thought of. I knew this was a serious problem because when I used to go to these career fairs at Maryland, and no offense to the career fair department of Maryland, I love the University of Maryland, but when I went to these fairs, this is a huge problem. Everyone is forgetting everything, and I'm not saying it's meaningless, but there was no point in getting someone's email and phone number. There's no point in even talking to them. It's not going to go anywhere. I think everybody is just wasting their time talking to everyone. So what are we all doing here in this world? Why are we talking to anybody if you're not going to stay in touch with them? Or what was the point of meeting another human being in this world? What was the point of meeting that person from yesterday? You went to that conference. Why did you meet that one guy or girl? You never called them ever again in your life. So I think Connects is going to solve that problem. What we built with Connects is going to solve that problem. Pretty interesting creative solution that I myself solely came up with in my head on May 20th, 2014. And like many founders and dreamers, I didn't do anything with the idea. It just sat in my mind for 2 years. From 2014 to 2016, nothing. 2 years. And what did I do in those 2 years? I got a job in Northrop Grumman. I worked in another electrical company. I just did a bunch of work and stuff. And then I'm telling you, after I met Bob Proctor, and I paid him $15,000 to coach me at the time, it was a lot of money to me. I had to take a lien against my car just to meet him. My car got repossessed, 2006 Infiniti G35. When I met him, I told Bob Proctor exactly, and I'm going to store this in Connects. I told him exactly what I wanted to do with my life. I said, Bob, I'm an engineer. I want to become like a personal coach, mentor to people. And my biggest dream right now is I want to build Connects, which is like the next tech company. that's similar, like rivals the size of Google and Facebook, etc. And when you say something like this to somebody, they laugh at you. But if you say this to Bob Proctor, and I love Proctor Gallagher, God rest his soul, Bob looked at me dead in his eyes, in my eyes, and said, Auran, I will show you exactly how to get that. And I just froze. I'm like, what? The legendary Bob Proctor is telling me he's going to show me exactly how to achieve my goal or dream? I didn't even believe it. I'm like, there's no way. And he basically went into this, sit down and listen to me. I'll explain to you goal setting, how to use the right mindset. And like Bob said in my call, he took my head off, shook it all around, and put it back on straight, and helped me with the right foundational thinking of how to achieve success, your goals, and all that other stuff. So thank you, Bob, up in heaven. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you, Earl Nightingale, Napoleon Hill, and Andrew Carnegie. God bless you guys to make that book, Think and Grow Rich, that made Bob Proctor pick up that book and learn it, read it, and change his life. And then he changed everyone else's lives, including mine. And you have to remember, Bob was, you thought I was bad. I love you, Bob, and any of his family listening, but according to his story, he was really losing it in his life. I mean, really losing. Like he famously says, he was making $4,000 a year, but he owed $6,000 back in like 1950 or something like that. So, it's been a long time coming, but to circle this all the way back is timing is everything. Timing is everything. It has to be the right time. Another thing I remember Bob telling me, he would say to me many times, like, sometimes in life you're at the right place at the right time and you're not aware you are. So you completely blow it. You blow the whole opportunity. You don't even recognize you're there. So I'm not going to lie. Many times in my life, I was in the right spot. I was at the right time and I just blew my shot. Just like Eminem would say, lose yourself in the moment. I lost myself and then it went bad for me and I've lost my opportunity. So luckily every day you have another shot. So take another shot at it. But when I was on the phone with Bob Proctor, I recognized this is it. This is the moment. It's about to change my life. I'm never going to be the same person. I was 26 years old. I was sitting in my car. I was practically pretty much given up on my life. And I got the legendary Bob Proctor on the phone and convinced him to coach me. And he coached me for several years, 5-6 years. I remember I'm at his house in his backyard. I'm literally sitting in his studio. There's a very famous video of me in his studio, and I'm holding his book. I think it was The Art of Living or something like that. And I just straight up announced to everybody, my name is Auran Shereef. I'm in Bob Proctor's studio. My dream is to build the next tech company like Facebook or Google or something like that. And I just said it to everyone. I put it out in the universe. That's what I really want to do. I don't know if I was born to do this or destined to do this or built to do this, but this is what I want to do. This is what I've always wanted to do. Ever since I thought of the idea at 24, I'm now much older than that, but almost a decade later. And it's funny, I have this book on chapter 9 of Think and Grow Rich. The chapter is called Persistence, the sustained effort necessary to induce faith, the 8th step toward riches. And I'll read you the first paragraph. It says, persistence is an essential factor in the procedure of transmuting desire into its monetary equivalent. The basis of persistence is the power of will. Willpower and desire, when properly combined, makes an irresistible pair. Men who accumulate great fortunes are generally known as cold-blooded and sometimes ruthless. often they are misunderstood. What they have is willpower, which they mix with persistence and place back of their desires to ensure the attainment of their objectives. Now, if you want to go back, you can replay that. Just rewind this back. But this is from Chapter 9, Think and Grow Rich, and I have it open on my table, just like Bob Proctor famously has in his videos. He's got like a book stand with whatever thing he's reading, and he reads the same thing like over and over again. So I pretty much copied exactly what Bob Proctor did, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Everything I've learned in school and etc. was great, but the training I had from Bob one-on-one, hands down, was an absolute miracle for me. So I know how everybody feels. You're struggling, you know what you're doing. You have to have a mentor. You have to get a coach. And the thing with the internet is there's a lot of people out there that pretend they are really good at whatever they do, but you got to find people with legitimate results. Bob Proctor was a very famous, legendary speaker and man. He was from Canada, in Toronto. And you got to find someone that's like that. And if you want me to be that person, I have a program available where we do kind of like a mentorship, group coaching type deal, although I have it, sometimes I have it open, I have it closed depending on availability, but you can check out my free books, my online book guide. You can get on Connects, come to the events that we host. But, yeah, I was coached by one of the most legendary people in the world, personally coached. Several times I was at his house talking to him. And, it's amazing. Got to know his family. Again, God bless his soul, but Bob's legacy is going to live on forever. What he taught me and coached me was some of the most valuable stuff I've ever learned. And since that day, I still use his principles and techniques. I still use the gold card technique that I write about. I still think on that level. Occasionally, I kind of flip on a negative frequency, but I quickly get off of that. So, again, timing is everything. When I was sitting in that car, timing to meet Bob Proctor. Bob was 26 when he met Earl Nightingale. I was 26 when I met Bob Proctor. Maybe you're 26 when you're going to meet me. Who knows? But timing is everything. I launched Connects in 2016. And for the purposes of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, I did not launch what we just recently are launching. It's completely separate. And, it's interesting. Timing to everything. You try it one time, you try it a second time. This is my third or fourth time attempting Connects, and timing is everything. There was no ChatGPT. Some of the software tools we have out here are like the best software tools I've ever seen in my life, ever. In 2025, you can straight up build an actual website and application in like a few minutes and have a connected back-end database and everything. And then it's true. I'm not really sure what the point of, you need full, hundreds and millions of software engineers when you really could just get like 5 guys who understand how to use ChatGPT and AI correctly to code everything. So you got to be careful with those people's jobs, but timing is everything. The fact that we're relaunching Connects in 2025, I think is really smart. This is a really great year to do it. I feel good in my life, my health. It's been about 2.5 years, maybe 2 or 3 years since my heart attack. I think it was 2 years now, but this was a long time it took me to recover from my heart thing. Probably recovered earlier, but like mentally recovering, from the medication I'm on, still on the meds. I mean, I've been fully vegan, plant-based diet for 2 years. I interviewed Dr. Esselstyn, Dr. Cadwell Esselstyn. I love Dr. Esselstyn and his family. And, I've been vegan. I'm still alive. I feel incredibly healthy. I'm in really excellent shape. I have very low body fat. I have, low, visceral fat. And I mean, I think I'm reversing my heart disease. He has that famous book, How to Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease, and I'm pretty sure I'm doing that. But the only way to measure it is to get a CT angiogram. I was telling my friend that I think the healthcare needs to catch up I think healthcare needs to use AI and maybe advance a little bit quicker with technology. The biggest thing is what I'm inventing with the arterial IQ. We call it arterial IQ. It's like a software algorithm that helps estimate plaque buildup in your arteries. I'm probably going to launch a product called Connects Watch, which will have something like that. I'd prefer to partner with another watch company or, some brand like Apple or something, but we'll see what happens. I don't mind designing a hardware product called Connects Watch. It would be tied into our Connects jacket and everything else I have under the company name Connects. Basically, Connects is my brainchild of every possible thing I can think of in terms of an engineer to solve real world problems and things like that. So, thank you for listening to this talk. Remember, timing is everything. If right now your life is falling apart and you're in rock bottom, timing is everything. Maybe something is right about to happen to you tomorrow or today, and it's just not the right time right now for you to let go of this job. Or maybe it is the right time. And maybe you're about to meet somebody tomorrow that's going to change your life. Maybe you're about to meet me. Maybe you're going to meet another person that's going to help you. But I used to write this on my walls in my room. I had like notes written everywhere. And one of the very famous sayings I had was, miracles are waiting to happen outside. Outside my house is what I was saying. So it is only so much you can accomplish in your home. You can work through your stuff, but we are built with population people in mind. You need other people to help you with stuff. There's too much happening in the world in terms of business and raising money and get help starting a family. You need to meet other people to become successful. Other people who have to give you money to become successful. You have to help others. And I think as Bob Proctor and Tony Robbins famously said, you help other people get what they want. You'll get what you want. Remember that. Again, timing is everything. Make sure you're in the right time and you're aware that this is the right time. Your time is now. Don't wait till tomorrow. You're waiting to take action on something. Do it now. Pause my voice right now and do the thing you want to do. Or right after this ends, do the thing you've been wanting to do. Do not just go to sleep or watch Netflix or something like that. Just do the thing you want to do. Time is of the essence. You have no idea how long you're going to live. Nobody has any predictive model. Not even AI can predict what could happen to you. I mean, they could give you an idea based on your patterns and stuff, but the next day you can get hit by a bus. You don't know. So God forbid that happens to you, but take action on the stuff you want to do. Timing is everything. Even if it didn't work out before, maybe it wasn't the right time. Maybe it wasn't the right time for you to do the thing or meet that person. Maybe now is the right time. So I am hoping and praying for you that you get exactly what you want and it all works out for you. And ultimately, in the end, it will work out for you. And repeat that to yourself. Use this affirmation. Say to yourself, it will all work out for me. Everything I want will happen. This will happen to me. It will work out to me. Be more optimistic that things will work in your favor. Say that out loud. Repeat after me. Things will work in my favor. Everything will go the way I want it to go. Things will work out in my favor. Speak it into existence. Okay, everybody? Thanks again for listening and stay tuned for more episodes. Bye.